My camera is not showing. Hmm. I am live. Hopefully, oh yeah, I'm showing now. Fantastic. Good evening. So this evening I'm back again, day 29 of my 30-day series. So tomorrow is the final day. And I'm here today to talk about trust, career, faith, and risk. Yes, they are all important to us. All of this is important to us. And I just want to touch just very lightly on it. Okay. Now, the need for control is this. We've looked at everything, and now we are going to confront the final barrier, the need for 100% certainty. That is where many people are. They want to know it at the back of their hands, like everything before they leap into it. And to be honest, I totally get that, because it is that addiction to control that we have. Because as professionals, we are paid to control variables, we are paid to manage risk, we are paid to deliver predictable outcomes. Okay. So stepping into a new venture like the digital business or the digital asset feels completely opposite from what we are already familiar with. Okay. I get that. That's just the truth. That's what many people are really struggling with in their, in their mind. 1 minute, let me just make sure that I'm sharing this live so that people can join. Mm, 1 minute, 1 minute. Yeah. So it feels it's almost like it's difficult, and I totally relate with you because I was there. I was there. So just listen on and you will hear how I was able to overcome that um on that need for control, that full control. So the truth is our strategy is 100% sound. Yes, it is 100% correct. Sound in the sense that there is leverage, there is automation, and there is integrity. But really and truly, the first step, the decision to join our business model or anything else always requires faith. It always does. This is the difference really between knowing what the blueprint is and building the house. Okay? That's the difference. It's just like when you want to build a house. Let me go back a step. You get 3 quotes or 4, as they would recommend, from different builders. You go, you see, look at their reviews, you look at reviews, you even try to visit probably buildings that they've built. Okay, you talk to the owner of someone that they've worked with, like the owner of a house that they've worked with. But even after you've done all of that, you still have that element of uncertainty that, oh, with the experience this person have with this, is it going to be similar to mine? All right. And I can totally relate. And as much as you want to get that 100% certainty, you still end up, you know, looking at all those variables that you think you've explored and choose one out of the 3 or 4 that you looked at, even with some level of uncertainty. And this is you building a house. Okay. That's how it is. That's what we do. Now, the greater risk that you have is not building that house. The greater risk is not building that house, because you can look, I'm not sure. This person says this person is really good. Do you understand? And I know I've seen other houses that he's built, but is he really good like that? What if, you always ask this, what if this thing doesn't work? What if this? What if that? No matter how much is put in front of you, you still have that maybe 20% doubt. Okay? But what option do you have? Do you want to build a house or not? Are you ready? Wouldn't you go ahead with one of them, even though you still have some niggling doubts? Because that house has to be built. The risk being that if you don't build a house, you won't have a home for your family, right? So that is it. The greater risk is staying stuck in a system that is burning you out. Yes. Stress and burnout is real. We talked about it in I can't remember one of these days. Stress and burnout is real. And honestly, many people are going through stress and burnout. Cuts here, job cuts there. They're not replacing those staff. The work is not changing, it's still the same. People are being overworked. All right. So, and basically, by overworking, you're sacrificing your options. So this small risk in is investing in a proven high integrity system to create a guaranteed outcome. That is a small risk. Nobody is asking you to stop working. No. Nobody is asking you to sell your property. Nobody is asking you to remortgage. No. You know? And it's interesting how people think, to be honest, because I spoke to someone today and the person was telling me, oh, I don't want to remortgage my house. I'm like, really? Start where you are. Nobody is asking you to remortgage your house. And even if you are going to remortgage your house, what's the big deal about that? You are not going to be the first person to do it. You are not going to be the first person to do it. Okay? So, the act of trust is basically the solution and the connection. All right? I am now going to be talking about trust. You trusted that your high level skills were sufficient. You didn't need new talent, you needed a new vehicle. All right, and that is it. That's why people change jobs. Some people change jobs not because they need new talent, but they just need a new vehicle to operate in. You trust that your purpose is moving toward the purpose that you're moving toward is greater than the fear you are leaving behind. You are aligned with your calling. It's always important that you have that great alignment. You also have to try to trust in the system because look, you are not jumping into this unknown alone. You are joining a community and a system that has already proven the path. So there are people before you. There were people before you that have walked on this same path and they have recorded successes. So you are not starting from scratch. You are not moving on to the unknown, okay? The outcome is going to be your peace, your freedom. And it only happens after you take a courageous decision. You must plant that seed first, which is the first step to see the harvest, which is compound growth. Look, you can't keep saying, I want to change, I want to change, I want to change, I want to change, I wish things change, I wish things change, and you do the same thing and expect things to change. You have to plant a different kind of seed so that you can't plant mango and get orange. No. If you want orange, you have to look for orange seed and plant orange. And I've also talked about compounding on day 14. Compounding is not just monetary, it's also in learning, it's also in the soft skills you develop, it's also there's so much that you can do. Compounding does. Compounding, as Warren Buffett has called it, is the eighth wonder of the world. All right. So listen, you trusted your career, you have faith, you've taken risk. You came here to seek clarity and you have found the blueprint. You came here, that clarity is now complete. The decision is the only one thing left, and its decision is on you. I cannot make that decision for you. Only you can make the decision for yourself. Okay? At the end of the day, what do you really want? What are you truly after? What is it that your innermost heart really desires? Now, I want you to take a deep breath. Type I trust below if you are ready to move from clarity to action and secure your future this week. Honestly, there is no beating around the bush. It's time to take action. Listen, as far as I'm concerned, my 2026 was great. I know it because I've started living 2026. For some of you, your 2026 is going to start in the next few days. What is it going to be for you? Look back at what you've achieved this 25. Look back at where you were in 25. Ask yourself, those things that I really did set out to achieve, have I achieved them? Those goals I really wanted to, cover, have I covered them? That change I was seeking, have I sought it? The year is ending, and really, there is no time anymore. You don't want to start 2026 in quote where you were last year. So you need to make a change or take a different path for you to be able to get that change that you crave for. And for me, as I've always said, it's not just about the income, it's about the impact. Because for everybody that I mentor, I'm not mentoring just them, I am helping build a legacy for generations to come. And that therein is impact. Okay? So, look, if you are remotely interested in what it is that we do, this is the day. You can register on my website. You can follow me on my page. I have my details there. My website is there. My numbers is there. I have it here as well. Go in there, pick it up, do what you want, fill your forms, follow the process, because everything, as we talked about, are all about processes. Okay. I want to say thank you for walking this journey with me, and I can't wait to see you on the inside where the building begins, because we are building. If you want to build a house, you need to have a solid foundation. We're not building because we're not building in a hurry. We're not building on sand. We're building on solid rock. Okay. So I'll be back again tomorrow for the final goodbye. And I hope this has inspired you. I hope you've gotten some level of clarity, even if it's not for what I do as a business owner, but for yourself. Hopefully, you've got some clarity and you're taking action to achieve those goals for yourself. All right. So, yeah, I'm going to call it an evening, and I will be here again tomorrow. Bye for now.